So in through your lens of as an MRA, what are the causes of inceldom, and what's basically what's the situation? How would you describe it?
Well, the most simple is men and women have a bias towards women and a bias against men. I'd say it's beyond that. I mean, this has been scientifically, researched. And so that's where all of men's issues come from, period. It's just, well, I should say all of them, all the gender issues, where they come from. This is the reason why men have to bribe a woman into their lives. Women actually prefer other women's company over men. And men have to bribe women into their lives. So that's why you see the bride price go higher and higher as first world. If you see third world countries become first world countries, and it becomes safe, that country becomes safe and wealthy, divorce rates rise up. They rise because the women aren't really interested in being with the men for themselves. The men have to keep bribing them, right? So you see it in like China. They say China's divorce rate going through the roof. Of course, because China just keeps getting wealthier and a better place to live. So the women who never wanted to be with the men in the first place ditch them. And that is universal, which is a very hard thing for men to deal with. I mean,
But
that's
there,
why do you think inceldom is so high now? More so in this generation than the past ones, right? It's because everything's just gotten better and better. And the gals can finally say, well, my choice is, if I had my way, is just to have a good life where I'm hanging around with my girlfriends who I really respect and like, and maybe occasionally rub
so
one out with some guy that I find sexy, or I maybe have a male servant, male orbiters, that sort of thing. And men don't want to deal with this. It's very painful to deal with. The idea, because men worship women, they go through hell to get together
I
with
don't
women.
I don't get it. I mean, they're getting divorced, but I mean, people still have. I mean, they marry less and they're getting divorced. That's correct, but it's not like they're staying alone, right? It's like people are getting divorced and then marrying again and getting divorced again and getting married again, having boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. And also that kind of assumes what you're saying is that that women don't enjoy monogamy. First of all, that women don't
They don't.
enjoy intimacy. They don't enjoy sex,
They
basically.
enjoy intimacy. However, it's usually
They wait.
relegated to
They don't
they
enjoy
other
friendship.
women is who they
They
want to be.
they
Yeah,
don't enjoy emotional comfort from men. They don't enjoy all of any of these things. Basically, that's what you're saying. And I don't know. It seems I don't know.
they're
No,
hey, they love intimacy with other women.
why
That's
not
who
with
they're
other
friends with
men? Why not with other men?
because women don't like men. That's it.
Do you see how that's really hard to? I don't know. Like
I know it's hard. That's why. Think
no,
about it
I
this
don't. Do
way.
you see how that's like very that's not what you can observe on the street, and
Oh
basically
yes, I
what
can.
you're
I
saying
observe it all the time.
no,
Observe
but you're saying
look.
that's they don't
Yes.
enjoy it, like none of them enjoys that. That's what you're basically saying. And you could go
Yeah.
out on the street, and you're in Canada right now, right? You could go out on the
Yeah.
street and you can see couples holding hands, right? And cuddling and talking to each other when they are emotionally distressed, and relieving their, like, comforting each other and stuff like that. You see all of these things, and you're basically saying that it's all just for money, basically, and material
Well, hold
reasons.
it now. Hold it now.
But that's
What
what
you're
you said. You
forgetting
said bribe,
is,
right? You
is
said that because of the wealth, that's not
yeah,
there anymore.
a long-term relationship demands a bribe.
And
Now,
wait 1 second. And we are seeing that in first world countries where there is no need for that, right? In Germany, we have like social security, so you're basically never starving if you are mentally in a good state, and if nothing, if you're a German citizen and stuff like that. So there is basically no
okay,
reason.
no matter what country you're in, look at the homeless population. almost entirely male every time.
Yeah.
If women love men so much, how come they don't run to these homeless men and say, I really like you. I'm really turned on by men. I want you to be in my life. Come live with me, which men will do to homeless women, especially if they're pretty and young. They'll snatch them right up,
Yeah, because they
right?
want.
So,
Wait, you're
yeah.
jumping from topic to topic. Can you please first explain?
No, no, this actually
Can
entails what we're talking about because we're
can you
talking
first?
about, are women interested in men in the same way that men are interested in women? And the
Why
answer is no.
wait, you're changing the topic. Why are we
No, no,
why are
no.
we
This is the,
can you answer
go
this
ahead.
question? Why are we
Oh,
seeing a wealthy woman cuddling and being emotionally and physically intimate with men? Very high status woman, very wealthy woman doing that. Why do we see that?
with younger guys or just men in
Doesn't
particular?
matter. You're saying that they don't like men. You didn't say younger, older. You didn't say anything about that. You just said men.
Okay.
Why
Okay.
do we see that?
That, for one thing, how often does that happen?
You don't see wealthy. You don't think that there's. I mean, I know a lot of wealthy women that are really high up in status, and they all have a boyfriend or are married, or and they
Well,
you
like
see
I
them
said,
share
they can get
intimacy.
turned on by a guy and they might like some company from the guy, but their real
I thought they don't like
intimacy
men.
is
Why would they enjoy
okay.
that?
Let's put it this way. That hand holding that you're talking about doesn't last very long, does it?
Doesn't matter. You
It
said why would
it
they
has
enjoy
a
it?
window.
What? I thought you don't like men. Why would they do it even for a short period of time? And they hate men. They don't like it.
Well, women, there is a love bond that happens that lasts maybe 6 months to maybe 3 years if you're really lucky, and it ends. And that's why you have men get together with women, and then what happens?
So they do like men,
The
but just
marriage
periodically.
becomes
So they do like
the
men,
marriage becomes sexless.
but they
The
do.
intimacy dies.
But so they do like men, but just periodically, and then they find a new one, right?
Yeah, they jump from man to man.
According to your theory, I'm not even agreeing, but according to your theory, let's just assume that it's correct. They basically love men for 6 months to a year, and then they love the next man. But I can't see that it's true what you said before, that they don't really like it. They just do it for the material benefits that it brings them.
In general, that's true. I
That's
mean, look
completely
how many,
that's a contradiction, right? You can't say that
not
they just
really.
do it for material reasons and then they do it because of love bonding, 6 months to a year. How is that compatible
Sure, I
with
can
each
say
other?
that.
How is it
Sure, I can
compatible? It
say that.
doesn't make any sense.
Of course it does.
How?
Of course it does.
Explain it.
Look, just because some woman falls in love with you temporarily
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean she respects you. These same women will turn
But
around, divorce you, and make you pay child support.
but in that time where
Yeah.
she loved in that time where she loved me, she didn't hate me, right?
So you're willing to sell out your whole life for a small window of fake intimacy, you
I'm not
know?
willing to
I
do
mean,
anything. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. What you're saying doesn't make any sense because you're saying that they
it
hate
makes
men.
perfect sense.
Wait, you said they hate men. They just do it for the
What do you
physical.
mean?
Please
I'll
let
tell
me
you
just
what.
rephrase what your statements.
Okay.
Just a second. You say they hate men. They don't really want to be with men. They're just with men for getting basically money from them, right? And benefits from them. And then I
Well, it
ask
could
you,
be
okay,
more than just money.
wait. That's what you
The
said.
bribe
You
they
can
got.
disagree. You can disagree with me, but
Okay.
I just have to because you're trying to derail here. Okay. So you said they don't like men. They're just there for the bribe, right? Uh, then I ask you, what about women that don't need the bribe? Why do they engage in intimacy? And then you say, yeah, okay, they actually love you for a certain period of time. So then what you said before was not true, right? So they don't only do it for money, they also do it for the 6 months to 1 year period that you're talking about. They also do it for that, right?
No, they disappear after that.
It doesn't matter
That
what
time
they do
frame.
afterwards. In that time, you're incorrect, right? So your first statement that they only do it for that was wrong, right? That's just basic logic.
No, not dude. No, look.
If
Let me put it this way.
it's funny.
Look, feminism. Women will take up feminism naturally, right? Feminism is a hate movement. You'll say some lie, like there's some wage gap that never existed. It's really an earnings gap. The average woman snatches onto that and says, hey, you're right. And the reason why they do is because they never liked men.
Why are you changing the
Whereas if
topic
you
though?
look at the average man, hold it now, if you look at the average man and introduce men's rights activism, they reject that. They reject that because they do not want to believe, they do not have an innate hatred of women. They worship women. They said, no, for me to engage in men's rights is to fight against women. And so they're just never going to go for that. And that's why the MRA, or the MRM, I should say, has been spinning its wheels for 50, I'd say even 60 years now, since the 70s, so 50 years. The average guy avoids it. The only reason I got into it is I saw a woman talking about men's issues, and a woman gave me permission to think about it. That is the mindset of the average guy. Because men worship women, and we do not want to see them as our enemy. Women jump to feminism in a heartbeat because they love to see us as their enemy.
Do
They
do you
see us
think
as opponents of the other team, members of the other team. That's how we are viewed.
do you see
Right?
how would you at least, I mean we can change the topic, but can you at least acknowledge that you've completely changed the topic now? I asked you to reconcile. I mean we can change the topic, it's all right, we can move on from that, but
The
if you tell
topic
me,
is
if you tell
you're
me
trying to say that I'm saying
wait,
that women do not like men.
that's what you
And
said, right?
you're bringing in this idea that, oh, there's this temporary love bond,
You
therefore
said
it's
that. I
untrue.
didn't say
And
that. You
that's not
said
the
that. You said that. You said that. I didn't even say that. I don't even believe in that. You said that.
you don't think there's any temporary love bond?
Yeah, I do, but I don't think it's between just from woman to man, and it's way more complicated than that. But it's not even about that. I asked you about incels. Why do
Oh,
incels
let's go on
exist?
to it.
I asked you why incels exist, and then you basically said because women don't really want to be with men. Women just want to
That's right.
get stuff from men, so material goods
Yeah.
from men. So then I
Yeah.
asked you, okay, why do we see, you included, so much intimacy and love bonding between
I don't see a lot of
woman
intimacy. I don't know where you're from,
women
but
that
I'm
are
done.
between
I don't
women
see
that,
it.
do you see women that are wealthy?
What I see
Do you
is
see? Can
that
you
the
say yes or
average.
no, please? If you're already cutting me off, then you can at least please say yes or no.
Okay,
Can
okay.
you
Do I see
can you
women healthy?
do you
No, I
see
don't
wealthy
see.
women? You don't
No.
believe that wealthy women exist?
Are you asking you? So you asked me if women are wealthy?
No, I'm asking you if you see in your day-to-day life, do you see
Yes.
women with big wealth or high status women in a sense, in a material sense?
Do I see them? Well, they
Yes.
do exist. Yes. What
Yes.
about it?
Yes. And
Okay.
do you see them engage in emotional relationships with men?
No.
Okay. And I think that
There, I've
99%.
answered your question honestly.
Okay.
Now what?
Do you see them? Do you see them engage in physical bonds with
No,
men?
not really.
Okay, so you don't believe that. Okay, do you believe they exist? Is it just because you don't go out, or you just don't see them, or do you think they exist?
I don't go out. You mean I didn't touch grass?
No, I'm asking you. I mean, it's really stunning. I mean, it's pretty stunning for, I think, most people also that are watching, that you seem to not be aware of wealthy women that are also in relationship with men, let it be emotional or physical, sexual.
I don't see them anywhere.
Okay,
I don't know what you're
okay,
talking about. I don't see them anywhere.
okay. So, do you believe they exist? Do you believe that
No.
wealthy women that have sex with men exist?
Sex and intimacy may not be
Yes.
the same thing,
I'm asking you
right?
for both. I mean, either or. I mean, you can choose.
Yeah. Intimacy, no. No. Women
Okay,
aren't
but
into
sex?
intimacy.
But sex?
Sex, or
Okay, so you
they
don't
can
see.
rub it out. They can get lusty.
What? They can what?
They can engage in lust, yeah.
Okay, so
Look at the idea.
wait,
The idea that men
wait,
just sexually
wait.
use women.
That's the moment where you're contradicting yourself,
How so?
which means because that means that they also want men for sex and not only for bribe for material goods, right? I mean, most people, I think, no one believes
That's not liking men, though, is it?
that they don't. No, that's means I didn't say that's liking men. I think that they want way more from men. I think they want emotional intimacy and blah blah blah. I didn't say that, but we're not even talking about that. Even if I agree with everything that you're saying, they don't only want men for money and for bribery. They also want them for sex, according to you, right?
Hold it now.
According to
A
me, for
bribe
even way
doesn't
more,
have,
but according to you,
a bribe does not always be monetary, right?
I
So there are
specified many
other forms
times.
of bribing.
Okay, but then they like men, but just physically. That's what you mean, right? So they don't. So you said they don't like men. They just want the
They don't.
bribe. They just want the bribe.
Yeah.
So the bribe, even though I've specified many times in the last 10 sentences, I've specified every time physically, materially, like money wise. But now we can also include sexual component into the bribe. So they do like men, but just sexually. Is that what you're saying? Because I've heard you say many times that they also don't like men sexually, but yeah.
Well, uh, to tell you the truth, even that, I mean, that's where sexist marriages come from. Matter of
You
fact,
just
I
said
did a video not long ago.
you're
If they
contradicting
like,
yourself.
if women, I'm not a contradiction. Look, if sexless marriages wouldn't exist if women were into sex with men. It's that simple.
You
That's
just
not a
said the wealthy
contradiction.
woman. You just said you see wealthy women having sex. You know that wealthy women have sex. You acknowledge that this exists,
It's
right?
yeah, women gents do have
So
sex
why
with
do they
men,
do it
but
if
that
they
doesn't mean
don't?
that's not their main desire, though.
Why do they do it?
That's not a,
Why do they do it?
well, well, usually it's to get the guy. Same reason to have a baby. It's to get the guy into a relationship where the
They don't
man
want
is
the
locked
guy.
down.
They don't, why do they want the guy? They're wealthy.
They
They
don't
don't
want the
need.
guy. They want his usefulness,
Well,
right?
she's already wealthy, right? She
Oh, you
doesn't
keep
need.
talking about women. I don't see these wealthy women you're talking
You
about.
don't believe
Sorry,
they
all you've
exist?
got is your words,
You
dude.
don't believe that
Huh?
wealthy women have sex? You don't? Do you believe that wealthy women exist?
They exist.
Okay.
I don't
Do
know
you believe
what the sum
that
up
they have
is.
sex? Do you believe that they have sex?
Occasionally they get horny. Yeah,
Okay. Why? Okay. And
that's not liking
why are you
men, though,
saying?
dude.
Why are
That's
you
not liking
saying
men.
I don't see wealthy women having sex? And then when I ask you, do you say yes?
You're trying to convert it into something else that's not. Women
I've
don't
never
like
said
men.
anything
Just
about liking men.
just
I'm
because a
just saying.
wealthy woman gets
Not.
horny,
I'm
that
not
doesn't mean
saying.
she likes the men she's
I,
banging.
I'm not even. I never said liking men. I'm just saying that's not the only reason. That money is not the only reason why they are with men.
It's not the only
Even
drive. Yeah, that's true.
okay, so they also like sex. They also want sex from the man. Is that what you're saying?
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
So they like men at least physically, sexually, right?
Yet at the same time, you're talking about incels. How come incels exist if women were so into sex with men?
I'm asking. I'm telling you. If you want to change the topic, that's completely all right.
I'm not
But we have
changing
to
the topic.
acknowledge it.
I'm bringing it back to a topic. You want to talk about incels.
Yes,
Why
I
do they
want to,
exist? Women are really into sex with men,
but I
right?
can't go over your inconsistencies without even acknowledging, at least
I don't have
acknowledging.
any.
Okay, we can agree to disagree on that, but okay. So you are saying that the reason why you know why we got here, right? Because you're saying that the reason why incels exist is because they don't like men. Because women don't like men. They don't want men.
That's right.
And that would of course also mean that uh incels are all poor, right? Because the bribe, basically they could bribe a woman to be with
No,
them.
because one of the bride price. Why do women like tall men? Because they can beat up on other men. Women love attack dogs. So
They
you
don't.
can see women get together with poor thugs because they say they like the idea of the thug being an attack dog for them. It's that simple. It's just another form of bribe. They're not interested in the thug as a human being.
But they could
Why
also
do you
pay
think
pay
why
people for doing that, right?
you could, sure, if you're
So
wealthy enough.
so if they why do they have to sleep with a man just to get
They
a
don't,
attack
but
dog?
women are turned on by men's violence.
Ah,
Why do
okay.
you think?
So there is a
Right?
there is a sexual component where they are enjoying the company of the man,
But
right?
that has nothing to do with liking the man himself.
I didn't
It
ask
has
that.
nothing to do with
I
liking him
asked
as a
you,
person.
is there a sexual component? So are they sexually turned on by men?
Well, I got to say, it's up to you. Where do you
You
think the
keep saying that
incels
they
come
are,
from?
and then you say that they are not.
They aren't in general.
But
Women
but then
generally
I
don't.
press you, and then you keep saying that they are. I ask you, why don't they pay someone, if they're so turned off by men? Why don't they just pay someone to be their attack dog? And then you say, yeah, because they're turned on. And then I ask you, so they are physically attracted, and then you say no. And then I ask you, why don't they pay someone? Then you say because
So
they're
you
sexually
want
attracted.
me
Then I ask you
to say
why
everything
it's just
100% across the board, right? But you can't explain where incels come from. If women are so turned on by men, where do the incels come from?
I'm asking you what's happening.
That's where I'm putting it back to you
Yeah, but with
because
your explanation doesn't make any
for
sense.
me it makes a perfect sense.
It's contradictory. I just explained the
No,
contradiction to you. I ask you, why do they, if they want attack dogs, you tell me that they're only interested in bribes, okay? In
yes.
monetary bribes, right?
An
Wait,
attack dog is a bribe.
let me please rephrase it. If you're already derailing, let me please rephrase it,
I'm
because
not
it takes.
derailing it. I'm
I mean, you are.
qualifying it.
Okay. If you are, I ask you, why do incels exist? You say because they don't like men, they just want the bribe.
That's,
Okay.
that's right.
Okay. And then I ask you, okay, why do we have wealthy women in relationships? Or why do we have wealthy women that have sex? Right? And then you say they don't exist. Okay, we stopped there. I said okay. Then I ask you, okay, then this would mean that there can't be any poor incels, right? And then you say, yeah, but they also want attack dogs. They also sleep with poor tall guys. And then I'm asking you, okay, why do they have to do that? Why do they could also pay this guy, this poor tall guy, to be their attack dog? And then you say, yeah, they don't do that because they're also sexually turned on. And then that means that women are also turned on by men, right? That's not the only reason why they sleep with men, is the bribe in a sense of monetary, but also because of the sexual gratification that they get from men. That's
Hold it.
also.
You're talking about the bribe of being an attack dog. See? If it wasn't a bribe, then they would be turned on by small guys, right? They'd be turned on by all these short guys who are really good looking, and they aren't.
If I
Because
ask you that,
bribe isn't
you're
there.
saying that they're not turned on. That's what you're basically saying. Are women sexually interested in men?
A woman can compartmentalize. Sorry, I'm going to screw up that word. They can put it aside. They can look at a guy who they're sexually attracted to and say, I might be attracted to this guy, but I don't want him because he's low status, right? That's something men don't do. We don't care about a woman's status, right?
What is the
And
reason
that's
why?
part of, yeah. We can, a rich man will look at a woman who's a bar waitress and he'll still be attracted and he'll go for it, right? This is why women want to harm men. When women get drunk, for example, and give into their lust, when they sober up,
So they have
they
lust.
want to harm the man. They
Okay,
want
so
to
they have
harm the man
lust.
because they don't like the man.
Okay, so they
You
have lust.
understand that?
So they have lust.
They have lust, but that's not liking men.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they have lust. They like men sexually, right? You don't have to generalize it. I mean, not liking in sense of, I don't know even what that means, but liking sexually, right?
What
So
it
that's not
means
the
is they
only.
don't like you as a
So
person.
so
They don't
it
like
might not
you.
mean
They
that
don't care
I
about your humanity.
okay, that's all right. But at the end of the day, it's not just for monetary gain. It's also for sexual gain, right? Which, according to you. So they want men sexually or monetarily, but both, right?
It's also they like men's violence too, right? And they like his status.
Can you
They'll
just say
actually
yes
get
or no?
drunk with
Because
him.
then we can move on from that.
No, because there's more to it than that. It's not a yes or no question. You're asking me what women are turned on by, and I'm answering
No,
it.
I'm asking you, are women also sexually turned on by men? Are women also interested? Is women's interest in men also in can it also be sexual? That's what I'm asking you. Because
Yes, but that
before you
doesn't make.
said it's just a
When I
bribe.
say women don't like men,
Yeah.
right? Okay, again, I'll put it to you. Where do all the incels come from if women are so interested in sexual with men, right?
So now you're again saying that they're not interested sexually, right?
That's right, because what I say, they
Oh my god.
decompartmentalize. They turn around and say, I might be sexually interested in this guy, but I'm not because he's low status and I reject him. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's
Oh,
it's. I mean, Trevor, I'm really sorry, but this is like you're contradicting yourself in every statement that you do.
no, I'm
I
not at
mean, you're
all.
you're saying you're saying that they're that you. I'm asking you where incels come from. Incel means sexless male, right? Sexless males.
Right.
That's what it means. And then you're saying because they don't like men. So that's what. So it obviously when you say answer it like that,
Okay.
not liking
But
men. Wait,
where
wait.
do
When
you
you
think they
say
come from?
not liking men, it's also including sexually, right? Because that's a big part of inceldom, right?
Right.
But then and you generalize, you basically say that's valid for
Right.
every male and female relationship. The only reason why women sleep with men is to bribe them to get something else from
Right.
them. So and then I'm asking you why are they no poor why are they rich incels, right? Why are they incels that have money, right?
Right. They're a rich guy. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so
Because
why?
women aren't particularly interested in men, right? They don't want us for their company, right? They might not be attracted to that guy. Let's put it. When I ask you, okay, where do the incels come from? You never answer because then
I
you
mean,
might have to deal
I've
with your
talked
own
about this
contradiction.
extensively on my channel already, but I can lay
Okay, we
down.
talked about it.
I
Yeah,
can
go ahead.
lay it my theories. I can give you my theories or what I've
Sure, go
found
ahead.
out about or what I've heard from as the most
Sure.
plausible things. I mean, one part of it
Okay.
is monogamy. There's basically two parts to it, in my opinion.
Right.
One
Right.
part is monogamy breaking up, right? So before everybody was getting married, everybody was having a partner. So why are you looking that way? Why are you trying to?
Well,
What's
so
you're asking me? You're asking me.
monogamy monogamy breaking up is women not liking men. If they like them, the mob there wouldn't be monogamy would drop out. You know, it's that simple. But anyway, you go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Panag. So okay, monogamy, go ahead.
And the other part is that women are interested in men. I think it has evolutionary reasons that are higher in basically most aspects. So they want a guy that is equal their size or greater or equal than in terms of size, in terms of status, in terms of income, in terms of education, in terms of strength. And so, with women getting more and more educated and with women earning more and more money, basically their pool of partners that they're attracted to also reduces significantly. So that's basically two parts of the issue, quote unquote. And it's basically just we're basically kind of going back to the way it was before there was strict monogamy. So before the institution of marriage, right now, and in that world, basically, only a small amount or a smaller amount of guys was able to attract the females in a social group. But obviously, that's just a theoretical construct, and that is, in my opinion, just valid for a very small minority of guys in our current society. So because monogamy is still pretty big in every country in the world. So I think that monogamy has been weakened to a certain extent, but now we've replaced it with serial monogamy. So so this mechanism, although in theory it would explain a certain extent, but in practice it's a very low percentage of men that are affected by this.
So
I
you're
think
talking about serial monogamy, you mean like get divorced and get together again
yes,
with another person?
yes.
Okay. You'll notice that at least 2 out of 3 of the divorces are initiated by the woman
Hmm.
because it's the woman who wants to bail. It's women that don't like men. The men usually would rather stay with that one woman for a very long time, if not all their lives. It's the women who dump the men. It's
Yeah.
that simple.
What does that prove?
It proves that women don't want to be with men, and
but
men
then,
want to be with.
they get together with another man, right? It's not that they all become lesbians, right?
I don't know about lesbians, but they get together with another man. It's just that they're bored of the first man because they
So
were never
how
interested
can you,
as a person,
if
right?
I leave my pasta and leave the rest there, 90% of it there, and go to another plate and eat some more pasta, can you say that I don't like pasta just because I left that one pasta?
You don't value it, that's for sure.
I don't care.
I mean,
You
are
don't care
men
that I don't value that individual plate of pasta, but it doesn't mean that I don't value pasta, right?
right? So all you're saying is a woman found another man to bribe her. So you like
But
bribes. That's all.
we've already went through that. I mean, it's you can't
That's
say that
right.
they,
That's right.
you keep
It's still
changing
a
this.
bribe.
We
Look,
can
are there
talk
still
again
some
about the
bribes?
bribe. Do you want to talk about the bribe again?
Well, you keep bringing it up.
No,
You're
I
saying
don't.
why do women
I'm
jump to
asking
another
you.
man?
You're saying that divorce proves that women initiating divorce proves that they don't like men. So and then
That's
I'm
right.
asking you. So who are they getting with after divorcing their husband? And then
Yeah, they're
obviously
using another man.
most of them get together with another man. So then I'm
They use
asking you.
another
So does that make sense to say that if you leave one man for
using a
another,
man is
it does
not
it make
liking him.
sense? Does it make sense to
Yeah,
say that they don't like men if
using
they
a
trade one
man
man for another?
is not like that's right.
That doesn't make any
Using a
sense.
man isn't liking him.
Yeah, but then we come to the bribe part, right? So using men,
Yes.
that's a completely different topic. You then
Oh, really?
you extract them not liking men from them getting something other than the relationship
Yes.
from that relationship. That's what you're using as proof of women not liking men, right? That's your proof. But you started out that conversation by saying that women divorcing men is proof of women not liking men. So now you're switching
Yeah.
to a new argument, which is a completely
Not
separate
really.
one. It's a completely separate one. Bribe is an argument for women not really liking men. Divorce is an
Yeah.
argument for really women not liking
That's
men.
right.
These two arguments have nothing to do with each other. Although when I disprove your first argument, you flip
You
flop to
haven't
the
disproved
second
it.
argument. I mean, I did with the
No.
pasta argument, right? It's the pasta paradox that you got trapped into.
It's not pasta. Look, if women liked a man, they would stay with him. They wouldn't divorce him, and they wouldn't
if
need a bride from the next man,
if you would have
right?
liked the pasta, if you would have liked the pasta, you would have eaten the whole pasta, right? But then I went and ordered another different pasta. Would you say that I don't like pasta?
Mm. Well,
Would you
being
say
meat
that?
and the new stuff, yeah.
Would you say that?
Your analogy is just wrong.
No,
Your analogy
would
is
you
just bad
why?
because it is.
Why?
It's it.
You have
Look,
to substantiate that with an argument.
a woman divorces a man because she never wanted to be with him. She finds another guy who has to bring money or fame or wealth to bribe her again. None of that says I like you as a person or I
That
value you as a person.
that has nothing to do with that. You just said
It has everything to do with it.
you said woman divorcing men is proof
Uh,
of woman not
right.
liking men.
If they wanted to be if they liked men, they wouldn't be the ones to initiate it as much. It's the woman who wants to get out of the marriage.
They don't
Women
like
marry women marry knowing that they're going to get divorced. If you took divorce off the table, women would not get married.
if I want to I have a question for you. If I'm
Or
with my if I'm with my girlfriend and then I'm like, I also want to have sex with other girlfriend with other woman, right? Is that and then
sure.
I leave my girlfriend for that. Is it because I don't like women? Did I leave my girlfriend
you
because I
work.
don't like women?
Yeah. So,
That's a
well,
question.
every
Did
man
I
wants.
leave my girlfriend
Sure.
because I don't like women? If I left her
Oh
to
no,
have
you're a
sex with
man.
other
You love
women?
women.
No,
You're a man. You love women.
but according to your, so if a man leaves a woman, that's an argument for love. If a man leaves a woman for another woman, that's because he loves her. If a woman leaves a man for another man, then she hates women as she hates men.
In this case, yes, I'd have to
Okay,
say.
okay, then there is some other argument. Yeah, then it's not even an argument what you're saying. Then there is some other thing because of which that's the case, but we can't even see that from that argument, right?
So you're leaving your girlfriend or just having sex with other women?
No, I'm leaving my girlfriend for other woman or for
Right.
one other woman, right?
But you see, the other women you get together with, do they have to bribe you? No. So
What
it's
does that have to
there's
do
a
with it?
totally
Anything?
different, totally different. You're not getting together with these other women because they make good money. You want to be with them. So for you not to see, pretend that you don't see this
Do you
difference.
think?
I'm
Do you
sorry.
think that?
That's
Do you
just
think that? Do you think that these divorces are always because they found someone who's wealthier?
not wealthier. They're simply tired of the man that they were never in love with in the first place. And so they
So
divorce
they
them.
go to another man. Why do they go to another
Yep.
man?
Oh, just someone new.
Okay, so they like men.
No.
They just like them
Using
temporarily. Oh
using
my god.
someone is not liking someone.
Yeah, liking in the sense of wanting, right?
Okay. And
What
then
do
I
you
keep
mean when you say
saying,
liking? What do you mean? What would be a pure form of liking in your?
okay, this was it. When you see two women together at a cafe talking, there's no men around, just women. They're there because they like one another. They want each other's company. They're the people they want to talk to. They're the ones that respect one another as women. Where's their man? Their men are usually off working.
Can
Men
you
are being
maybe
used.
just answer it just like without the just in a general sense? What would be a how would you determine that your friend likes you? It's like enjoying your company, right? As you've said, right? Enjoying your company. Is that
Right,
right? And
right.
so but we could always twist it out to be like, yeah, he's using you for having fun and he's using you for uh, good conversation, right? So we could always extract some sociopathic way of seeing it from that narrative, right?
You can struggle with it, but I mean, this is just the way that things are going out. Like you say, okay, you say these incels around because of monogamy is disappearing. How does that make them sexless, though? I mean,
Okay,
just
so you don't
because
want to
there's less.
engage. You don't want to
What's
engage
that?
in. You don't want to give me a definition of what liking means, even though you're using it. I mean, what does liking mean? What's the definition of liking?
No, well, I just gave you. They don't want. They don't necessarily want men's company.
I
It's
ask
that
you what
simple.
is the definition of liking, and you say they don't want men's company.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's up to you. You can struggle with the definition if you like, but
You don't believe that mm, you have to know what the words mean that you use.
if if women liked men, they wouldn't divorce them and make them pay child support. It's that simple. And there wouldn't be incels at the rate that there are. And men wouldn't be working down mines while women have the easy jobs. And men wouldn't be going to war while women stayed home safe. If women liked men, they would say, no, you're not going to war because I love you and I value you. It's that simple.
Trevor, we have really different views on the world, right? You must agree with that, right?
Mm.
Okay. So what do you think is a way that we can have a dialogue with each other and either I convince you or you convince me, right? So what's the I mean the purpose can't be that you just say random stuff and I just say random stuff.
What I'm saying isn't random.
Okay, but
I'm just
you're basically
describing
not.
things that
I
they are.
mean, you're not. If I ask you uh, a question and you're not answering at all what I'm asking you, that's kind of just saying random stuff, right? You could also say I don't want to
Not
talk about
really.
that. I mean, if
No,
you
you
ask
asked
me what
me.
time is it and I just say something that has nothing to do with that, isn't that kind of random stuff? Isn't that kind of a definition of random
No,
stuff in a dialogue?
I'm not
Okay.
giving you random stuff. I say women don't like men. I say show you why I believe that
Okay, and
by their actions,
and I ask you what
right?
is liking and what's your definition of liking?
Well,
Like how
that's
would you?
and I got to say is I don't have a definition. I just
Okay.
go by how people behave.
Okay, can we maybe, yeah, because I mean liking to me
Yeah,
means like,
yeah.
for example, the way you described it earlier, right? The way you described it.
Oh,
If
well,
I would,
you're not giving me a definition.
no, I don't understand your
You're going
definition.
to
To
use
be,
an example like me,
I,
right?
I'm not. You said not liking, right? So I can
Right.
tell you how I would understand it. So for example, if I don't enjoy anything about your personality, anything about your body, anything about anything that is related to you, right? And I just want to get
Right.
money from you. That would be a case where we would say, okay, they don't really like men, they just want their money, right? So then I could agree, like we could agree on the definition, right? We could say, okay, liking means not wanting sexually anything, not liking their body, not liking their character, not liking their conversation, anything, right? That's what that means. But the moment we find some characteristic about men that they do like, then this concept breaks down and it somehow they do like men. Maybe they don't like him for good reasons, or maybe they don't like him for enough reasons, right? Maybe saying that they are interested sexually isn't enough for you, right? It's not a good kind of love or affection, but it is a form of affection and liking, and I just that's why I disagree with you, right?
Right.
Okay. So why are you not able to? I mean, I'm just asking for this conversation that
Well,
we're having. Feel like we're
well, that's
having
what I mean. Well, you didn't give me a definition of liking, though. You asked me
I
for
just
a
did.
definition.
Okay, yeah.
You didn't give a definition. You did what I did. You gave examples, right? Which nothing wrong with that. But you can't turn around and say my examples don't matter. It's not a definition. And then say, here's my definition and give examples, right?
Okay, can I tell you what I mean by like? I can tell you again if you want in a more abstract way. Enjoying a certain aspect of a person is liking that person, right? The more aspects of that person you like, the more the more aspects of that person you enjoy experiencing, the more you we would say you like that person, right?
Right.
Is
So
that fine?
what you're saying,
Would you
sure, but
agree?
let's
Do
put
you
this.
agree or disagree? You don't even care. I feel like you don't even care. You asked me for the definition, but you don't give a shit. I don't know. You don't
I
care.
didn't ask for definition.
You
I'm
just
just
did.
pointing out.
What the
No,
heck?
no, look, you want a definition from me, and I said that's unfair because I give you an example. When I asked you what the definition, you gave examples. You didn't give me a definition any more than I did.
Didn't I just give it
Okay?
to you?
Nope. There was
Okay.
no dictionary definition of like there. That's what you were hoping from me.
Okay.
Now,
Wow, I'm having really big difficulties having this conversation.
okay, let's put this way. If women like men, how come there's divorce rate is so high? Why are there incels? Why are there false allegations? Why are there's child support, which is abuse and slavery of men? And you don't see the other way around. Why do you see
Do you
women
accept?
invading men's
Do do,
spaces and
do
men never do that to women?
because
Men never, if there's a space that women say, this is ours, this is a female only gym, men do not try and break in there. If a man has a male only gym, the women get together and try and get rid of it. Say, sorry, women have to be allowed. Now, that is evidence of real hostility towards men. Women generally don't like us.